Hey guys, welcome to Amanda's Favorites. Today's video is a top 5. I do a top 5 series at the end of every year. This video is my top 5 journals. And I decided when I picked for this video that I didn't want any of them to be planners. So many times we use a planner as a journal, and that works amazingly well, and we love it, and pages are dated, and there's all different ways to do that. But in this video, I'm gonna focus specifically on just blank journals that I have used and loved for years. I am someone who loves journaling for all different purposes and focuses. I think it helps us so much to reflect in our life, seeing all we have made it through and our wins. And we can also learn lessons from those things we wish we might have done differently or changed. So here's my number 1 journal, in no particular order though. I'm not putting these in order because I love all these journals equally and for different reasons. But number 1 is this Peter Pauper Press one. Peter Pauper Press makes a lot of journals on Amazon. Many of them are this size. So this one is 7 by 9. And I do not have any of their A5 size ones, but their A5 size ones comes with a band. I just loved this particular cover. They have so many covers like this. And for the price of these journals, I just think it is an amazing deal in that you have so many covers to choose from on Amazon. I think picking out a new journal for a new period of your life or a new purpose or for a new year can also make it really motivating to want to write in that journal. So picking out a special cover for a certain season or time or purpose could mean something. I love this spectacular tree. It is shimmery with gold foiling, and it has a lot of texture on this cover too. So when you open up Peter Pauper Press on Amazon, you're going to see how many covers they have to offer, and you're going to be blown away. For the price, you also get gold foiling on those pages. It just makes it feel really special. You get their little emblem on the side, and it's all carried over to the back. Your end pages are just this dark brown. And then I'm not going to show you any of my journaling in here, but I have written already in here for a good chunk of time, and I have really enjoyed this paper. It is thick paper. My guess is 80-pound paper. It is so thick. It is very smooth, yet not too slick for me. I like it for journaling. It doesn't have any tooth to it. It's a cream color with really light gray lines and very nice ample spaced lines, but not too big. I feel like it's just the right spacing for someone who likes to write a little bit bigger. And it comes with one satin ribbon bookmark. It does not go to the very edge of the page, pulling it out with my bookmark test, but that's okay for the price of this journal. The pages are not numbered. Once again, I'm okay with it for the price of this journal. I enjoy everything about it. So that is my number 1, Peter Pauper Press on Amazon. They also carry them in Barnes & Noble bookstores, I know, if you want to pop in and see some in person, but you of course won't get all the cover options that you have to choose from on Amazon. And we will link these down in the description. All right, number 2 is Leuchtturm. I love a Leuchtturm for a journal. I love an A5 size journal, rounded corners. Yes, you just pick a plain color cover, but they have a lot of colors to choose from, and you can pop a really good sticker on there to make it personal or cover the whole thing with stickers throughout the year. I've often thought about doing that, like picking one so I have like a certain color for that year, because I tend to hop around. Like I do prayer journaling in one place, I do my normal like daily journaling in another, I do my gratitude journaling in another. If you want to see all the journals that I use, I have my 2024 stack video in which I run through all those journals. So we will link that up for you if you're new here and you want to see all my journaling. But I've often thought of the idea of picking that one special Leuchtturm color for the year and covering it with stickers that I collect throughout that year and using just that one journal. Who knows? Maybe 2025 will be that year for me. I will keep you updated in my quarterly stack videos that I do here, and they're all in one playlist. Leuchtturm has many different options. I have a video that shows you their lined versus dot grid versus plain pages. So we'll pop that link down there too. This is a plain page one, and they also have thicker paper now. So they used to not have this option. I think this is 120 GSM. That would be 80-pound paper. So this is really thick paper. I actually prefer this for my planning. So when I use this as a bullet journal or a daily list notebook, I like the thicker paper so that you're not having a lot of show through. But the thicker paper is, I would call it almost slick. I still enjoy writing on it and everything for planning. But for journaling, I prefer using the lined. Their lined is my favorite for journaling. It helps me to stay on track, not write super big and go all over the page. This is actually my scripture study journal. That's why there's a lot of highlighting and marking in there. Every Leuchtturm comes with 2 ribbon bookmarks that well surpass the ribbon test. They also come with numbered pages on every page, which I like because you can index things. They have an index at the front of the book. And I actually love the feel of their thinner paper that is not as slick. I love the feel of it for journaling. It gets not super crinkly, not like a Stalogy paper or anything, but it just gets that written on feel to it. And it's very satisfying with journaling. You can definitely see things coming through. I don't think I have anything in there. Here's a pen test on a dot grid, and you can see you have to be okay with ghosting with Leuchtturm. It's going to ghost. It's almost like Hobonichi Tomoe River paper, unless you're buying the 120 GSM Leuchtturm. But for journaling, I am totally okay with ghosting. In fact, I actually like it. This is just a dot grid Leuchtturm that I've used for years for all different types of planning. So you can see how the dot grid looks. But I do have that comparison video where I have the line, the dot grid, and the blank really up close all next to each other. The dot grid doesn't have the date word written at the top. So a lot of people love that because it's a completely plain page. And Leuchtturms just feel so good in hand. They have a big pocket in the back. They always come with a band and those 2 ribbons. Your thicker paper Leuchtturm is going to run a little bit thicker and have fewer pages than your other one because of the thicker paper. And here is a pen test on the thicker paper Leuchtturm. Look at that. You can almost see nothing ghosting. You do see there's writing there, but you don't have the same ghosting. This one has 203 pages. A normal Leuchtturm has 249. There's not enough for a page per day, but we will get to that with another one of my favorites. So Leuchtturm is always a favorite. It feels so good in hand. It will slip in any bag or suitcase. So if you're traveling a lot and you always want to keep your journal with you, then this is a great one too. It also comes with a sticker in the back that you can stick on the spine and label it if you wish to. And I've had this one stuck on here for years and it has stayed on there. You can also label the front with stickers that come with your notebook back here in the back pocket. And you can pick up a Leuchtturm for, it's well less than $30. We'll pop the current price up there on Amazon and link it down below for you. And if this video helps you pick out your next planner, the best way you can say thank you is by purchasing through my affiliate links down in the description. It only takes 1 click and it helps me out more than you know. All right, number 3 is a Stalogy notebook. You can also purchase these on Amazon. They don't come in as many different color covers. The covers are not a hard cover like Leuchtturm. They're kind of bendable, but you can once again sticker it all up. This one has been my prayer journal for years and it only has a couple of pages left in it. Now this is the kind of paper that crinkles for you when it's used and feels so amazing, like just the crinkling of it as you're using it. It does have a lot smaller graph grid in their A5 size. They have a B6 size if you'd like to use that for your journal, which is a little bit smaller, probably about that big. Okay, I went and grabbed it. Here's my B6 size. This one's not being used for journaling. It's been used for a lot of swatching and actually some journaling in the beginning. I think this size can make a great journal too. It just depends on how big of a page you want. And I actually love this one because the graph grid is bigger and that is typically the size of my handwriting. So I typically have to write smaller with this graph grid or go every other line. But it is a very light gray graph grid. You can buy these in full year, meaning there is a page per day, or you can buy them in half year books if you don't want them to be as thick. These make great swatch books and journaling where if you want to stick a lot of things in, because the spine can take it. It will expand, whereas you can't stick quite as much in a Leuchtturm with their hard covers. If you like to stick things in your journaling and do a lot of stickering, then a Stalogy is a perfect journal. And I think the B6 size is so nice too because the page is not as big nor as intimidating to fill in per day. But I have really enjoyed the A5 size as my prayer journal and have not minded going every other line. It has worked out for me. Now, this is similar to the Tomoe River paper in Hobonichi planners. You have to be okay with ghosting, as you can see right here. Here's a page written on, and here is the back. But with journaling, I am totally okay with that. It feels like a book well written in, and it doesn't bother me when I'm journaling on top of that. And then the page gets this little crinkle used feel. And I am loving the thought of using a Stalogy for a whole year too, a B6. And stickering up the whole front and or back. So Stalogy, it is always on Amazon. You can do so many creative things with it. This is just a pencil board from Hobonichi. It just helps you not only keep your place, but if you're writing on paper that is a little bit thinner like this, I personally like this paper better than Hobonichi paper. It feels a little bit thicker to me. I don't love my pencil board right behind the page I'm writing on. I actually like it a couple pages back, and it gives you some stability, especially when the whole book's been written in and it gets a little bit poofy or crinkly. It's nice to have it there. So that is number 3, Stalogy off Amazon, linked below. My number 4 favorite journal is Planner Perfect. Of course, you don't have to have a leather cover for your journals to go in, but it does feel so nice in hand. It has a really special feel to it with a colored cover that you love. And I just happen to pull out of my bins 2 of my favorite covers, and they go with this mustard yellow cover so well. Planner Perfect, you can pick any of your journals off her site. And you get to pick the cover and you get to pick the inside pages. You can choose if your pages are dot grid, if they're lined, if they're blank. Mine are blank in here. And I like to decorate them with her monthly washi tape and stickers, sometimes with my journaling. If I'm doing prayer journaling, a lot of times I won't decorate the book. So it just depends on what I'm journaling that month in these books. But I love the feel of her textured covers. I love how you can design it to be a book per month and you could put the date on it and the month, or it can last you for several months. You don't need to put the month on there. You could just put the year on there if you know you're going to be using it during the year and use up however many you use through the year. These are sewn notebooks. They fit into her traveler's notebooks or any traveler's notebook cover, or you can use them without a cover. I use them without a cover all the time. Her paper is really nice, 24-pound paper. It's on a different scale than our normal pound weight though. It's like paper that takes watercolor. I'll put information about her paper in the description. It takes watercolor and other art mediums well. And these are A5 size books. She carries all different size books. I was using wide size books before this for a very long time, and I'm actually debating on going back to wide. Wide is the same height, but it's just about that much cut off. It's just a tiny bit less in the width of the book. And then she also has lots of other ones, smaller sizes, B6s. But you can go through all her old artwork, pick your artwork for your journal, pick whatever script you put on the front of your journal, and then you pick your inside pages if you like blank or dot grid or lined or even graph grid. I do have a 20% off code for Planner Perfect. It's a one-time use only, Amanda 20. So load up your cart when you're going to use it with several journals. My code is good for everything on her site except leather items. And I have an entire Planner Perfect playlist here on my channel. If you're new to this and you're saying, Amanda, what is Planner Perfect? I have a whole Planner Perfect playlist, and I would start with the Planner Perfect 101 video. So I love these little journals. They can last you however long you want. I think there's about 80 pages in them. And so for someone, if you don't want to journal every day and you don't want to commit to a big book, I think this is a great way to be able to start journaling and not feel committed to filling in a whole Stalogy with 365 pages or a whole Leuchtturm. Also, sometimes I do get bored of the journal I'm in. Like I said, yes, I want to keep a whole journal for 1 year, but that's why I actually use all these different journals, because I personally get motivated by using something different. So by having something that I switch out every month, or if you didn't fill it up monthly, every quarter, to have a new journal for every quarter of the year, that actually really excites me to be able to, fill up a journal in a month or a quarter and start a new journal, whether it's gratitude journaling or prayer journaling or just memory keeping or scripting your days beforehand. These journals are just one of my very favorite things. Number 5 is Archer and Olive. Now, first of all, I have to say, this is a very old Archer and Olive journal, probably at least 5 or 6 years old. I do have some stains on it. I tried to get them off. This is her linen cover. If I were to purchase a new one now, I would purchase her non-linen covers, although they may have improved the linen covers because like I said, this is probably 6 years old. And they have so many more choices now. That company has blown up and expanded and grown so much since I got this journal from them. I do have an Archer and Olive discount code that will be linked down in the description. They have absolutely stunning covers now to choose from. They were pretty much still in their smaller stage when I bought this and didn't have as many choices, but they have hard covers. They come in all different sizes. This is your typical A5. They have really thick, something like 120-pound paper. Amazing paperweight, not slick at all, has a little bit of tooth to it and a very nice light dot grid. So many people use these notebooks, not just for journaling, but for memory keeping, for artwork, because of the thick paper in them. They lay completely flat so well, as have all the journals I've showed you today. I have not shown you that. We'll go back and take a look at those in a minute, how flat they all lay, but this one lays completely flat. And this is for someone who likes thicker paper to journal on. I generally don't go for the super thick paper to journal on, but if I was wanting to memory keep with big brush pens in here and do a little bit more artsy things with markers, I would definitely go for an Archer and Olive. They have really special covers to choose from. I feel like my cover isn't really showcasing all they offer now. Here is a pen test. Here are all the different pens. And we even did a Sharpie marker on this test, you guys. This notebook has 160 pages in it. It was $30 when I bought it. I know they still have some around $30. It depends on the size and the cover that you're choosing. But here is the back of that pen test. Look at this. You can barely even see the Sharpie marker. That is a big Sharpie marker, you guys. And that is the only thing that you can see. So like I said, this is for those people who love the thick paper and who need that for their journaling or memory keeping. It comes with a pen holder. It comes with a pocket in the back and a band, plus 2 bookmarks. Like I said, I really need to get a newer one because this one is old and perhaps they've made their bookmarks longer, but right now they only come to the edge there, but 2 satin bookmarks. I love the mission of this company. And the owner, she gives back so much to mental health and mental health awareness causes. So if you have not checked out Archer and Olive, I highly recommend it. As far as the books laying flat, Leuchtturm lays perfectly flat, you guys, wherever you are. They do such a great job too. Stalogy lays really flat too. I just have mine bulked up with a lot of stuff stuck in there. If you are going to bulk it up, then you are going to have, a bump. But it does lay perfectly flat when you are journaling in it. And I did not point out this, but let's look at the paper color, because I know paper color is important to a lot of people. Here is the Peter Pauper Press paper color compared to the Leuchtturm. Both of these are cream. Peter Pauper Press is a lighter cream than Leuchtturm. And Stalogy is a perfectly white paper. Archer and Olive is also a white paper, but whiter than Stalogy. Looking at next to Stalogy, then Stalogy doesn't even look white. And Planner Perfect is very white, right next to Archer and Olive. So you can see that. So if paper color matters to you, having these thin Planner Perfect notebooks, I actually like to take them out of the leather a lot of times when I'm journaling in them because they lay so close to the table, being thinner and a sewn notebook. It makes them really easy to journal in because you know how sometimes the closer your hand is to the desk, then the easier it makes it to journal as you get near the bottom of the page. In Planner Perfect, you can see some ghosting through the page there, but nothing ever bleeds through. So you do have to be okay with a little bit of ghosting. It's not as much ghosting as Stalogy or Leuchtturm, but it is a little bit. So that is a paper comparison. And as we wrap it up, I forgot to show you the pen test in the Peter Pauper Press, so let's look at that. You can see a little bit of ghosting there, but nothing bleeding through, and it's not as much ghosting as Stalogy or Leuchtturm either. This paper is really so thick I'm thinking it's like 80 pounds. So I'm actually surprised at the ghosting you can see, but that really just depends on the paper type itself. And this is really nice paper for the price of this. And that wraps us up on my top 5 journals that are not planners. I hope that you have gotten some new ideas from this video, but most of all, I want you to go down to the comments now and tell me your favorite journal right now so that we can all be introduced to some new journals and learn from each other. Thanks for being here and spending your time with me. I'm grateful for each one of you. Take care of yourselves this week so you can take care of others, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.